Hear me out. I've been thinking about this one for a while. Okay, so you have a grown man. He identifies as a dog. His friends, yeah, he's a collie. In fact, we had to stop inviting them to frisbee golf. His spouse introduces him to friends, co-workers, family as her pet. This is my dog. I take him on walks. He has a collar. Meet Fido. Okay, so it's just me, a person, driving down the road. It's dark. I'm tired. Can't really see. Something runs in front of me. I try to stop, but I can't. And I hit him. It's the dog. So this is my question. Did I just commit involuntary vehicular manslaughter? Or did I just run over a pet? Okay, so I consider myself an animal lover. Dogs, cats, fish. I help a turtle cross the road. They're cute. I love them. Who doesn't? But I recently downgraded all my subscription services. So, I'm cheap. I watch commercials now. It's like the 90s, whatever. But it's got me thinking because of all these commercials that pop up that are, don't eat the animals. Like they feel pain, they hurt, and they're so cute. They flash all these little adorable pictures up there, and you can't help but start to agree with them, be on their side, So, like any sane person, I take myself down an animal cruelty rabbit hole, and it's terrible what I find. The pictures they flash on those things, the animals are suffering. They truly are. So I went to a get-together not too long ago, and they're grilling steaks. And I just think to myself, I'll just eat the sides. I'll eat some carrots. I gotta respect these cows. I just watched this terrible documentary. And then out of just habit, my husband hands me a steak, and I instantly just reply, can I get this rare? So my question is, what does that say about me? I'm so conflicted. Like, do I actually love animals, or just when I'm not hungry? I was at dinner the other night with my family. We do that a lot. Not a big fan of dinner cleanup at home, so. But, we sit down. The servers, do you want a straw? We're trying to save turtles, so we're not handing them out unless you want one. And honestly, it does make sense. Nobody wants, an animal choking to death because we couldn't be bothered to do better. So I say, yeah, sure. I feel better about myself. Restaurants are handing out paper straws if they're not asking. I'm like, see, we do care. So I order, without thinking, the seafood platter. Mussels, crab legs, fish. I love seafood. And I'm eating, I'm happy, and then it hits me. I have this sudden thought. Does it matter that I just tried to save a sea turtle if I'm now eating his neighbors? Okay, so documentaries, rabbit holes, that's my boredom killer. So I'm watching one the other day. It's about product testing on animals. White coats, bright lights, cages in rows. They got a rabbit with gunk in his eye. And the doctor's like, we have to do this. I keep people safe. They cut to a clip of a dog, hook the wires. He's barely moving. You can tell he's crying. The doctor, it's unpleasant, but it saves lives. And I just start to actually realize that it's the lie that we all tell ourselves, that somebody has to be the practice round so nothing bad happens to us. And it's just how we rationalize it. But it, of course, it gets to me, right? So I go to the store a little while later and I see the labels. They're cruelty-free, not tested on animals. So I grab those. Of course, I feel good, like I just made a better choice, an educated choice. And then I walk down to the meat aisle and I grab some chicken, I grab some pork, steaks on sale, let me throw those in. And then it hits me, like, I won't buy lotion that hurts animals, but I have no problem hurting an animal as long as it ends up on my dinner plate. This one's a little dark. But I drive past the animal shelter every day to and from work, and so it gets me thinking about it a lot. And you always hear and see adopt, don't shop, and I mostly agree with that, right? The shelters are full. Shelter dogs are the best, in my opinion. They're grateful, they're loving, and dogs do need homes, sure. And it feels right. Like you see those posts, those advertisements online where they show the sad eyes, the metal bars, the little caption, deserves a second chance. He only has until Tuesday. And then you see a video pop up. We did it, and they show the family. He shows up, they sign papers, they take the dog home. Everyone's in the comments is like, yes, we did it, thank you for sharing. And we rescued the dog. We probably did, absolutely. But I pass the same shelter on the way home every day, and I see the dogs get drug in, right? Those are new dogs filling new cages, and I do see dogs being adopted out. I see the smiling faces walking out with the new dog as well. And it's just always like a give and take, in and out. And it gets you thinking, like, we're not really fixing the problem, right? We're just picking which ones get out and which ones don't. So my thought is, if you look at it that way, do you really want to adopt when you're also just quietly deciding which life wasn't going to make it? I saw this video on social media. Most of you have probably seen it or some version of it. It's just a deer. He gets stuck in a fence. Happens a lot with the animals, the wildlife, right? But he's exhausted. He's fighting for his life. He's all cut up. And then you see some strangers come into view, and they free him. They help him. They feed him. They clean him up. He actually turns around and says, thank you, that little nod that you can't deny. And I just think that's what we should be like on a daily basis. We should be kind. It's great. So they send them back into the woods. The video ends. I go on feeling good about the world for the day. Haven't seen that video. And then I went out to a restaurant, and on the special, it's venison. Of course, right? Absolutely. There's venison somewhere, probably many places in the world. So I just have to ask, like, did we really save that deer, or did we just send them back out to get shot and end up on somebody's dinner table? After a recent family trip, I've been thinking a lot about zoos lately. You stand there and you watch that lion that should own miles of land and be king of the jungle, and he's just laying in a fake rock cave while families are arguing over funnel cakes and where the bathroom is. And then you see the elephant pacing the same 10 steps like the universe is glitching. And then there's a sign that says this is natural behavior. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, right? It's an animal. None of this is natural. It's just an animal losing its mind and in a gift shop so you can remember that you don't care. And by the time I'm leaving, I'm convinced that a zoo is just a prison for animals, and they're not good, and I never want to go again. And heck, I might even start advocating against them. And then the next day, my friend texts me, and she says, like, hey, I'm taking the kids to the zoo this weekend. Do you want to come? And without even pausing, I text back, yeah, of course. I love front row seats to captivity.